All right. As people can hear, if they could hear that, it is starting to rain outside again. Ruined a good day for me to make a little extra money yesterday, but I am here now, and I'm going to actually finally do a little something that I originally planned to do back on Friday after I watched every single episode of Fuller House. This is one of two videos I'm going to be doing today, and oh wow, there you go. A little bit of an accident there. Now we're back up. This is one of two videos I'm going to do, and this has to do, of course, with Fuller House. My next one, I am going to go face to face with another issue I had talked about some time back. The question of the question of the week is, and it's going to be from a lot of people, is what do they think of season 2 of Fuller House? And I did watch all 13 episodes of season 2 on Netflix, and I watched them twice basically. And I gotta say this: I think they're definitely going somewhere with it, but I think too, and this is where I think Fuller House kind of loses its interest. They're trying to do in 13 episodes and what they do with 22 to 26 episodes normally. And I think this is partly the reason why Fuller House came out less than a year later with season 2, and I think because of this, season 3 is going to happen sooner than later, more so than anything else. I do have to say this, is that I do think that it is refreshing to have a TV show that is just simply a TV show, with Fuller House. Season 2, however, as opposed to season 1, a lot different because they settled up things from season 1, but there are some things that I thought were left out at the same time too. The first thing I gotta say is I think them adding something that you never knew of before with Kimmy Gibbler having a brother, I think is very good, and I think that one being in a relationship with Jodie Sweetin is also very good. However, I also have a problem with the Stephanie character of Jodie Sweetin and Kimmy Gibbler not doing things like they did in season 1, where they started off with a junior partner deal with Gibbler-style party planning. You didn't really see that one mentioned too much, and every single time you saw Bob Saget, like you saw with the pilot episode, you did not see Bob Saget with what was supposed to be his wife, Danny Tanner, Mrs. Danny Tanner. So I got a little bit of an issue with that. Why didn't we see more of that? But it's no different than what happened in season 1 when Jesse Cochran became Jesse Kansopoulos all of a sudden from season 2 on. So, changes do happen. I know that this is TV we're talking about, not anything else. But it just really, I was really surprised to see how that one actually ended. How that one actually started and ended. You didn't get to see those two things. I thought DJ and Matt finally getting together, I thought was a good move. They still did some things showing the flavor of DJ and Steve, and even with the high school reunion where you saw the two old boyfriends come after Steve, and that came after Steve from Full House, and you basically saw them fighting over her, almost in a friendly battle, and you saw Steve come into the picture and say, "She's with me." And they still did reminisce, and I think they're trying to write off Steve as settling with CJ, which is nothing more than a clone of DJ. I thought that was very good to do. I think you're going to see when season 3 comes out. I think you're going to see them add Matt to the lineup. You didn't see as much done in the in the vet that they own. You saw more happening at home. You saw them. I think they're putting a lot of storylines to rest with different characters from Fuller House, like the Kathy Santonis of the world. But I like what's happening here too at the same time with Matt. I think it's a good move. I think it's almost perfect to see. I think they look like they belong together in real life. They really do. And I think it was good. And of course they did something where DJ was originally going to be picking Steve, but she settled for the way things happened, and just how things happened, how she was just going to pick Steve, which wouldn't have been a bad move, but I think would have been the wrong move at the same time too. I like what they're doing too with Steve and in that one too, where them and Matt are like the best of buds and they settled up on things, and again, but the question is, what's going to happen in season 3? Is Steve still going to be there? Is Steve going to get married in that one? How are they going to handle that one? Are they going to find out that maybe Matt and DJ really should just stay business partners? They're really going to work off that one a lot more, in my opinion, with Fuller House, and that I think is something to really look at the same time too. They didn't. I like the fact too that Stephanie Tanner, of course, Jodie Sweetin's character, I think having her settle down a little more, I thought was pretty good. Having her career look like it could really start to take off, another deal that I thought was very good. And again, I just think, the things they did were tremendous. Were tremendous, and I don't think there's going to be as much reference made to Michelle anymore. They only did it once during the Thanksgiving show in season 2, where they made constant things where Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen went and the character of Michelle. So I think it is true. I think they are going to sell without her and just not really have as much talk about her. But I think something will give to where I think they will do something to where at least one of the Olsen twins will come in later seasons. Yes, I do think there is going to be a season 3 of Fuller House. But to bring it all home, do I like the direction all the characters are going in? The answer is yes. I like the fact that they did put the son Jackson together with the girl he is interested in, which is the best friend of Ramona. Ramona, I think, is growing up nicely, and I think that one's probably doing the best development of them all. I think the younger brother again, he's got the good lines. In my opinion, they're really doing a lot with him, and I think they're gonna focus on him growing up, probably more so than anything else. By the time you get into a season 4 and a season 5 of it, because I just think, just like it was for Jodie Sweetin, a lot of people wanted to see how far Jodie Sweetin would go. And of course Jodie Sweetin, with what we see now with Stephanie Tanner as an adult, I think you're seeing a lot of good things happen. The addition, I originally didn't like it, but the addition of Fernando to the lineup, I think really helps, just as much as having Matt there, and you're really developing him, because you think the boys, just like you did with Rebecca Donaldson, Laura Laughlin's character, I think you did well with, you're doing well here. And you had 3 girls that needed a woman, and that needed a woman there to help be their influence, and I think that was great with Laura Loughlin. And I think that's what's going to happen with Fernando, the character of Fernando, now that they got him involved more. I think most people, including myself, wanted to see 3 single women really doing this for a while. But I think the addition of Fernando really does help, just like that, where the boys go, and you're seeing a very, very hopeful Ramona, seeing that mom and dad will eventually get married. To bring it all home, how do I feel about season 2? Was it as good as season 1? Yeah, it was. I'm not going to say it was. I'm not going to say season 1 was better than season 2 or vice versa. There were just some things that were different between both of them, and that's all I'll say there. Are there kinks that need to be worked out? Still, in my opinion, yeah, because you got to do things in 13 episodes. I like it. The other thing that I like too, I like the fact that you got a child that was adopted by Jesse and Rebecca. And you're probably going to see a lot more of John Stamos and Laura Loughlin where that goes, especially when Laura Loughlin is not doing Hallmark movies. But in the end, I gotta say, I like what I saw, and I think we need to see more of it. I think the most Fuller House can do would be maybe seven seasons on Netflix if they're only going to do 13 episodes at a time, because you're going to be moving it way too fast and you're going to see the kids grow up way too fast. So I think you're only going to see maybe 7 seasons. That's all I'll say there with that one. To bring it all home, is Fuller House going to have a lasting power on Netflix? The answer is yes. Did I like season 2 of it? Yes. I could get more into detail with it, but there's going to be a lot more people on YouTube that are going to do it, and that's what I'll say. Fuller House, the way it is. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll be back later on with another thing on Jason David Frank and Austin St. John. That's all I'll say. That'll happen later on.